Well, what we've tried to do is take the very good young players that we've had and surround them with quality veterans who can lighten the load, who can help them learn what it takes to be a true professional and what it takes to play in the National Hockey League. And equally important is that those people are good human beings, and we're comfortable with the roster that we have. If we had to start the season today, we'd be very comfortable. Like every other organization, we're looking to get stronger, but and we're continuing to look. We'll wait and see what happens over the next few weeks, and certainly coming out of training camp, the National Hockey League level. But if we had to start the season today, we'd be pleased with where we are.
Is there an organizational theory about the younger guys in terms of some places they get them up there quicker, other places they want to see them maybe certainly excel or dominate at the other level? Is there a theory? I'm thinking of guys like Gooley and whoever, the young players that have an opportunity.
Well, in my experience, there's a readiness factor, and I don't think one policy or one approach works with every player. I think it's different. And certainly our view is that players have to be ready to play and to make a meaningful contribution at the NHL level, not just take up a roster spot. Now, occasionally, they get called up when they're not quite ready because of injuries or whatever, but what we're trying to do, and what I've told many young players over the years, is it's not how fast you get to the NHL, it's about how prepared you are when you get there and the impact that you can make. So our whole development program, internally and with Rochester, is about helping these players become better players and better people each and every day, so when they do earn their call-up, they're ready to make a meaningful contribution.
What does it say about the type of players who have been brought in this summer in the direction that this franchise and organization as a whole is trying to go?
Well, I think what it says is that they're our kind of people. They're people who are good teammates. They're people who are good professionals. They're people who care about the community that they work and play in. And they're going to help us set the culture here in Rochester and in Buffalo. And that's a culture where you show up prepared to work each and every day, where you're a good teammate, where you're a good community person, and where we create this internal competition. Because we've seen it over and over again. If you can create internal competition at the American League level, then your players are ready to compete and work on a daily basis, and that pushes their development. Because when you get to the next level, if you're able to get there, you've got the very same thing. So the process to learn to deal and be prepared for that starts at the American League level, and that's a big part of the people that we brought in. That's part and parcel of what they bring to the organization.
And to the fans, it's been over a decade since this team's advanced in the playoffs. In terms of winning, the importance of winning at the AHL level.
Well, winning is part of the development formula. Some people think development means you play your young kids to get their head caved in every night and, gee, aren't they developing well? We don't subscribe to that. We subscribe that, you're going to live with some lumps with your younger players early on, but you've got to play them early in the year. They develop because they're in those learning experiences. Some they succeed in, some they fail in, but that is part of the learning process. But I've seen it over the last 25 years. If you're developing those young players at the start of the year, you're taking your lumps. At the end of the year, when you need them, they're there, ready, willing, and able to contribute. So winning is important. Does that mean winning a championship every year? No, it's not going to happen. The American League is a very good league, and it's difficult to do. But it does mean icing a team that can compete every year, that makes the playoffs, that allows your players, and particularly your younger players, to have those deep playoff runs, because in our opinion, that is part of development.
So this golf tournament, talking just today, is one of the first things you're going to be doing right back as an Amerks. So talk to me about today and what you're excited about.
Well, I'm excited, first of all, to see the great turnout. A lot of people here, which is wonderful to see. And, one of my old professors used to say, people don't rally around the chemistry department, they rally around the team. And that's what we're trying to create here in Rochester. We're trying to create a team that the community rallies around. And it all starts with activities like today, wonderful turnout. And now we as an organization have to do our part to make sure the community feels we're ready to embrace them, that feels we're ready to reach out to them. And we have to put a team on the ice that the community here in Rochester can be proud of. All starts today.